Hey everybody, Shavo here, bringing you a 1 versus 1 match. This is going to be a Protoss versus Terran on the map Skauras Plateau. The two players here are Deviator, the red Protoss, and PsychoTee, the blue Terran. Now this is on the map Skauras Plateau, and I don't really like this map. Played it a lot in beta, and I just don't think it's very good. I don't know why, I just don't like it. It's too exposed. You got these backdoor rocks right here that you can break through, and I guess, I don't know, I just don't like it. Anyway, we got Deviator throwing down a pylon, throwing out his little scouting guy, so there's nothing too out of the ordinary. Let's just go ahead and speed this up so we don't get too bored here. Throwing down a supply depot, so very standard play, getting his barracks, deciding not to wall off. And it looks like the scout actually made it right off the bat, doing a little bit of harassment on that SCV, trying to prevent that barracks from going down at a decent time, trying to get that SCV, a little bit of SCV death, I guess. And PsychoTee throwing down pushing out his SCV scout in the wrong direction, so I don't know if Deviator got lucky or not. I wonder. Sounds like he got lucky as he just went cross position, and he found him. So throwing down that second pylon, gotten that gateway out of there. There's nothing too exciting going on right now. I recently had a couple of my buddies go to BlizzCon, and they said it was pretty awesome. They're pretty excited about the new Diablo 2 changes and whatnot, and got to see and talk to the little one and Husky and all that, so I was pretty envious of them, those lucky bastards. But unfortunately I couldn't get my wife to clear that, so I had to stay here. Oh well, that's alright. Got this SCV doing a little bit of scouting information. Hopefully this one probe, nope, he doesn't care. He's just saying, yeah, whatever, I don't give a damn. You can do whatever you want. It's not like I'm trying to hide anything, although he is. Throwing down a third pylon so that he doesn't get supply locked anymore, researching the concussive shells and assuming, yep, there is the Marauder. And that's exactly what's going on. Got a cybernetics core being thrown down by the red Protoss Deviator. And this one little SCV is deciding to get on out of there as he realizes that there's really not too much that he can scout, and he realizes that that little stalker's coming on and he's getting chrono boost out. Now let's see what this little probe is doing by Deviator, throwing down a Nexus, so he's actually expanding very early for a Protoss player right now. He doesn't even have a second gas, so he's taking a very big chance of expanding right now, and he only has this one stalker to help him or to defend, and this is up against 3 Marauders and 1 Marine and an SCV. And it looks like he's going to actually push out with that, so I wonder how that's going to work out for him. Harvester count, though, 23 to 19, so it looks like Deviator is a little bit ahead in the harvester count and the economy account. But, well, I guess once PsychoTee actually gets those mules coming out, then his economy will actually kind of go up. And he's moving out with his SCV, and it looks like Deviator only has 2 stalkers right now, so it's not going to be enough. And he's chrono boosting out that 3rd stalker right now, and he's also making warp gate technology and throwing down a robotics facility, so we're probably going to see some early Colossi, or possibly Immortals right now. And here comes the first push. He's going to try and get this SCV to distract the Stalkers right now, and that worked out pretty well. And he's trying to focus on these 2 Marauders, and he's microing that Marauder back, and that one SCV does go down, but now this is not looking so good for Deviator, as it's 3 Marauders to 1 Stalker right now. He's chrono boosting out another Zealot, and he's not making anything out of his robotics bay, his robotics facility rather, and he just got enough for an Immortal. And he's doing that, and now he's got these 3 Marauders taking out that 1 Stalker, so he has nothing like to defend his base right now, so he's not looking like he's in good shape. This one Zealot actually comes out, and I don't know, he takes out that 1 Marauder, so that 1 Marauder goes down, but he's actually microing against the Zealot fairly well, and the Zealot is going to go down without even taking any more hits or getting any more hits. Oh, I got 1 more hit on that Marauder. So this is not looking so hot for Deviator right now. He's warping in another Stalker to try and take care of these 2 Marauders, but these 2 Marauders are actually moving out to these reinforcements of this 2 more Marauders and 1 Marine. And the APM is actually pretty high for Deviator right now as he's trying desperately to keep control of his base. And it looks like that 1 Stalker goes down. He's focusing down on this 1 Immortal, and the Immortal is going to go down. And he got that 1 Marauder, and there he goes without any more kills. That 1 Marauder is not looking so hot, and he's going to try and focus down that 1 Marauder and try and get him down, but he's not able to do it, and he actually takes down that 1 Marauder. But He has 2 Marines, 2 Marauders in his base, tearing himself up. So he is not doing so hot right now. 2 Marauders, 13 Marines. So he's got a whole bunch of Marines coming out over here. So that's not looking very good for Deviator right now, as he only has this 1 Stalker to defend against. And he's still getting this 1 Immortal to come out here. And this 1 Marauder, or this 1 Stalker does go down to those 2 Marauders, warping in another Zealot as best he can, as he doesn't have very many gas, but he has a whole bunch of minerals, and these whole bunch of Marines now are in his base. They're going to try and focus down this robotics facility, and here comes the Immortal trying to focus down whatever he can. He's got this 1 Zealot coming in over here, and this Immortal is hanging on to dear life, and it actually does go down. This 1 Zealot is trying his best to defend against these 4 Marines, warping in another Zealot, and he's got 3 more Marines coming in over here, but it does not look very good for Deviator right now, as he's just being under tremendous pressure, and he's not being able to fend this off really well. He's actually doing a pretty good job, I think. And he's got about 5 Marines in his base, and you're microing the Marines back pretty well, pretty decent. That 1 Zealot goes down, and here comes 3 more Marines, and he's just warping in as many Zealots as he possibly can. He's only got 2 warp gates right now. He needs to throw down another warp gate somewhere out here. There's the other warp gate, warping in. So he's got 3 warp gates right now. He's going to try and focus down this robotics facility, and he's not able to do that. And this 1 Immortal is just chilling back over here, as he knows he doesn't have enough to take that out. So here it comes. He's going to try and focus down this 1 Zealot's coming over here and trying to get a meat shield for the Immortal to start taking out. And he's got a whole bunch of Marines in his base. He's got about 7 more Marines in the base, and these Immortals trying to take out what he can. He's microing back the Immortal. He's got a couple more Zealots coming in over here trying to take out these Marines, and the Marines are just doing just brutal damage. He's got some more Marines and Marauders coming in right now. So with this Immortal and these 3 Zealots are able to chase back these 3 Marines, or these other Marines, and now it looks like the count is evening out a little bit. He's warping in a few more Stalkers. He's got some Zealots as well as Immortal. He's going to try and focus on this Nexus. I don't think he's going to be able to do that as soon as Deviator decides to push out, as this Nexus is still okay. He's about half. He's almost going down about half of it, but he's got these 2 Zealots coming in, acting as a meat shield. He's got the Immortal and these 2 Stalkers that are able to pretty much clean the rest of this up with this 1 Zealot over here, taking that out. So it looks like Deviator is actually caught up and is actually a little bit ahead, as he has this expansion, although he does have about 5 or so. Well, this one probe isn't mining, but he's got 4 probes coming over here, so he's got about 1,000 minerals, but he doesn't have enough gas, as he's just gotten this 1 assimilator back up. As you can see here, that the count is only at 2484. So Deviator did a great job of actually holding that off, and now it looks like the tides have turned into Deviator's favor. He has 4 Stalkers, 1 Immortal, and a lot of Zealots, so all he needs to do is just hold this off, get a few more. There he goes. That's what I was saying. He's going to need to get a few more simulators going, trying to get that gas coming in so he can get those a little bit more gas-intensive units. He's wasting a Chrono Boost out on that robotics facility, but that's okay. Looks like he did that for a observer. So he's got an observer coming out over there, so he's going to see exactly what's going on. And it looks like PsychoTee is actually building up a pretty strong force. He's got 4 SCVs out on the field. I don't know why. Well, let's probably act as meat shields to see what he can do. And he sees all of this, just all these forces just pouring in over here. But Deviator has a pretty strong force as well, and it looks like PsychoTee throwing down a scan just to see what he's up against. He's got this 1 Marine coming over here. I don't know what necessarily he's doing. Looks like it's probably a bad rally point. But that Marine makes it out just in the nick of time with 5 hit points left, so he had 1 shot left. And it looks like he's got a Forge coming in over here, and he's making another Immortal. He's got 5 warp gates now, so it looks like Deviator's doing a pretty good job. Now he's got a bunch of Stalkers, and I think he's going to be able to hold off this force pretty well, as PsychoTee really overextended himself with that immense amount of pressure in the beginning, and he's just now getting his expansion up. All the while, Deviator's had this expansion up fairly well, and you can see 42 to 24 is the harvester count. Only 440 minerals coming in for PsychoTee, and about 1,200 coming in for Deviator. And it looks like Deviator is actually deciding to push out now that he has a pretty strong force. He's warping in about 5 more Zealots, and here comes the push. He's going to try and get his Zealots to go in first, I would imagine, and his Stalkers to go in second. Here comes the big push. Big battle going on over here, and it's going to be pretty much as one-sided as you can get. These Stalkers are just tearing up these Marauders and Marines. The Immortals are tearing up the Marines, and the Zealots did their job, act as meat shields, and they got nothing to defend against that. And PsychoTee calls a GG, so really good play by Deviator. He was able to hold off extremely harsh amounts of pressure in the beginning and come out with a win. So I hope you enjoyed this commentary. More to come.